Hey everybody, I'm back with another video on my health journey. So it's been a rainy day today. Hope everyone got home safe. Uh, it's been quite a week emotionally. I had my anniversary Tuesday, and my Stephanie and I celebrated 3 years together, 3 years married, and we had a great time celebrating. And of course, as you guys know, I made my weight loss goal. I got down to 169, and it was very emotional. This has been one of the greatest challenges that I've undertaken. Honestly, it's kind of surreal because part of me didn't think it was possible. I know a lot of people say, how do you think that? But when you've had something that you've been grappling with for most of your adult life, sometimes you think it's not in the cards, or it's something you're not gonna, get over. But I want to thank everybody for all the well wishes and the encouragement and just everything people have been saying and commenting. It's been very appreciative, and I'm very grateful for that. Feel very blessed. Weight loss journey is now complete, and now what? Because you can't stop, because that's one of the hardest things about when you go on a journey or you try and lose weight, and especially if you're just doing a diet. Even if you're successful, you get there, and it's like, all right, I made it. It's like climbing a mountain. And what do you do now? Because you made your goal, and things are great. You got new clothes. Your numbers are better. You're feeling better. But now comes the real journey. The real journey. The weight loss journey was just the stepping stone, climbing the mountain to get where we all should want to get to, and that's maintenance. All right, maintenance. I made like a little illustration, so I'll kind of do that. So here's a weight loss journey. You started here. I was like 245 and climbing the mountain. And you start off real goal. It's like a sprint. You get up real fast, and then you have all your roadblocks along the way, and then you keep climbing, you keep pushing, and you get to this top of the mountain, and yay, you did it. And now this maintenance, it's steady as you go. You may have a little dips, but you get back on. You try to stay as straight along that road as possible. And along the way, you're going to have your pitfalls. You're going to fall off a little bit. You're going to probably maybe eat a little bit more than you should from time to time, but then you got to get back on. So there's this thing called the 5-pound rule. All right. So here's the goal, 170. I got to 169. And maybe I'll get even lower from not running. I'm not really sure. But what you want to do with maintenance is you want to keep maintaining your level of exercise. You want to keep eating like you've been eating, but you're going to introduce things from time to time. And now that you're healthier and you're feeling better, you introduce things a little bit, but you can't get so far off. So one of the things about maintenance is that you weigh yourself once a week, like I've been doing. So Tuesdays is always going to be my maintenance, like my check-in days. And you want to kind of stay right in this 5-pound range. All right. I know it's 6 pounds, but let's stay, 170 is where I'm going to kind of stay at. I might dip down to 169. I might even get down to 165. Who knows? Probably not much lower than that, but hey, you never know because I'm running. But once, you check your weight, and if you're going up a pound, that can happen. That could be water weight. You maybe had a little too much. And then, the next week you get back down, you kind of stay in the same range. But when you start putting on 2 and 3 pounds, you got to be careful. You say, okay, what's going on? I mean, maybe you went away, maybe you had a little too much, all right, that week. Maybe you didn't get to exercise as much. And then that's when maybe you do a boot camp, maybe you lose a pound or two, get back with kind of lower to like maybe 171, and you kind of stay in that range. But if you get 5 pounds, once you put on 5 pounds, that's when you got to say, okay, what's going on? we got to stop. What am I doing? Okay, what am I doing? So basically, it's you're moving right along, but you're starting to realize that you're putting on a little bit. And you want to do the 5 pound rule because I know for me, 5 pounds, roughly, if I gain 5 pounds, I'm not going to be in a different size. But at that point, I need to ask myself, what am I eating? What's changing? Do I need to change my exercise routine? Am I exercising enough? Maybe I have a lot of stress going on and I'm not staying on top of things the way I did. Maybe I'm having too many carbs, or maybe I'm introducing too many different foods that are keeping on weight. Whatever it is, I'm snacking more at night. You have to start looking at what you're doing because you want to kind of stay within 5 pounds, more give or take. You don't want to put on 20 pounds and say what happened, because then you're talking about a significant amount of weight. Your clothes aren't going to fit anymore. Like if I gain 20 pounds, the clothes that I bought are not going to fit. Or they're going to be really, really tight. But now I kind of know from the journey, when I'm at a certain weight, this is the size I'm going to be at. So like when I was a 245, my waist size was like probably 42. I was wearing 40s, but it was probably more like a 42. When I lost 20 pounds, I was down to like a 38, 40. When I got to 200, I was around a 36, 38. When I got to 185, I got down to a 34. And now that I'm at 169, 170, I'm at a 34, but I can wear slim fitting clothes. My shirt size is different size. My suit size is different size. So I know kind of where I need to be. And the thing about maintenance, that's the lifelong goal. That's, like I said, steady as you go. So you want to maintain your healthy eating habits. You can't go back. I can't go back to doing what I was doing before. No more soda. Soda's out of the diet forever. I can have carbs. I just have to pick which ones I'm going to have. I have to always be mindful how much sugar intake I'm having too, because I'm, like I said, even though the diabetes is under control and I put it in remission, that's probably the better word. I wouldn't say reverse, but it's in remission. It will come back if I start introducing those bad habits again. And maintenance really is about that balance. It's finding that balance, because no matter what goes on in your life, you're going to have stress, you're going to have things that are going to throw you off. And that's something I've always struggled with, that maintenance part. And this is definitely going to be one of the great challenges, is maintaining where I'm at. Exercise will definitely keep a lot of things at bay. So, if you're a foodie and, you like having certain things, if you're exercising regularly, 3-4 times a week, for the most part, you should be able to keep your weight where it is. But if you're not exercising, or you're going to a period where you're busy and you can't exercise as much, then you're going to have to cut back. And that's what the maintenance part is about. So if you're going away for a week on a trip, and you're going to have some things, maybe the week before, you boot camp, you don't go out, you cut out your carbs, maybe you just drink lots of water, you eat mostly maybe you have chicken and salads most days, and just kind of eat lean, eat clean, and then exercise. And then when you go away and you have a little stuff, it offsets a little bit. Or after you come back from the vacation, you boot camp it, you lose, like you say, you put on 2 pounds, you go away for, trip, and then you lose it, you get it back. And that's the maintenance part. So it's like you're balancing, you're trying to find that balance. And you kind of need to know roughly how many calories you can have. So like I know roughly I'm consuming between 1,800, 1,700 on the low end. That's kind of a low end day for me. Up to maybe 2,400 calories. Now, based on what I read, for me, as my age and the level of exercise that I'm doing, I can have up to 2,600 calories and maintain my weight. I don't want to eat that many. I don't want to have that many calories in my diet on a regular basis. Now, if I go out to eat, and I have a day where I splurge a little bit and I have more calories that day, and the next day I cut back a little bit, it balances. So, but you don't want to have, day after day after day, you're consuming all these calories and then you're not burning it off, or you just get in the habit of eating more food than you normally been eating, because then the weight will start inching up. And as I get older, it's just, it's a science. Like, you don't have as much lean muscle. Your body loses a certain percentage of lean muscle every year as you get older, after 30 or whatever. I think after 30. So the exercise and weight training will help maintain some of that lean muscle, to offset some of that loss. But as you get older, you don't need as much food either. So you have to adjust, and that the maintenance part is about that, the fine tuning, adjusting your habits, and reinventing yourself. So, and I think that's one of the hardest things for anybody. It's like, the diet, people try the diets and they go on a diet and they can stick to it for a certain time, but eventually it wears off. And that's why even when you're doing a weight loss journey, I think the most important thing is to figure out how you're going to eat, how you need to eat on a regular basis. And then once you meet your goal, you maintain that. You maintain those habits. And when you want to have something once in a while, it's fine, because you're not 30 pounds overweight anymore. You're at your weight. So if you have one thing, is not going to put on like 20 pounds. You have, a weekend and you go out to eat. That's not going to be a problem. It's when you're doing it all the time. And I think the hardest part for a lot of people is that it's sticking to it. So that's why you have to find a weight that you're comfortable at. I just kind of know 170 is comfortable for me, because I've been at that weight before, and I kind of know that's where I need to be healthy. Um, and you also have to look at your level of exercise and your activity level. So if you know that you're not exercising as much, then you got to cut back on how much calories you're taking, because you don't need as much. So this new journey about maintenance, I'm going to be doing a lot of blogging about how to deal with stress management. I think that's a big one, because stress is going to get in the way and it's unavoidable. And that's what I think sets a lot of people back, is they might reach their goals and then stress happens and then they fall back into bad habits. And how do we break that cycle? Because that's the key, is breaking the cycle. And the mindset. A lot of people talk about discipline and willpower, and you need to have some level of discipline. I'm not denying that. But mindset's important too. I know for me, I can't go back to what I was doing before, because there's consequences for my health. I don't want to be diabetic. I don't want to be in a situation where my diabetes out of control. I don't want my blood pressure to go up, and I want my cholesterol to be high, and I don't want other situations with my liver. I don't want things to go awry now, especially because I'm older. So always remember what this is really for. It's about maintaining a healthy life. It's great that you get into those new clothes and you want to look nice in your outfits, and that's fine and good, but that's cosmetic. You got to get to, why am I doing this? Every time you go into a moment and you see yourself eating the wrong stuff too much, you got to say stop. Okay, what am I doing? Let's get back to why I started this journey in the first place. It's about maintaining a healthy life. It's about balance. For me, finding that new life of exercise and regaining that athleticism that I once had, rediscovering that was like the big surprise. And who knows, like, maybe you have that in you too. But if you're not athletically inclined and you never were an athlete, that's okay too, because, walking is one of the best exercises for losing weight. You don't have to do crazy stuff to lose weight. You walk 30 minutes a day and you change your eating habits, you will lose weight. And when you get to that happy, medium where your body's like, okay, saying, hey, this is your new set point, you stay there for a while. And it's okay. Everyone's got their own journey, but the main thing is that mindset about food, about how you want to live your life. That's all part of this journey, this lifelong maintenance journey. So welcome aboard now. we are now starting the maintenance journey. And if you're still on your weight loss journey, keep doing it, keep doing what you're doing, because really, the maintenance part, the only difference is when you're on the weight loss journey, you in the beginning you're real strict and you might give up more stuff, and when you get to maintenance, maybe you can be a little more lax, but keep that 5 pound rule. You don't want to get too far off track and gain too much weight and then lose sight of where your goal was. So everybody, it's been great. I want to thank everyone again for being with me on this journey, and we're going to continue. And now we move into the next phase. So love to hear your comments. Love to hear your feedback. It's been great, reading everyone's comments and just getting the feedback that I've been getting. But like I said, I'm here to support you too. So feel free to just like I said, comment and ask questions, or share some tips that you have that works for you, and stay tuned for more. All right, see you soon. Bye now.